In the heart of Salem, where and fleeting thing next week promises to be nothing short of emotionally catastrophic, especially for the Hernandez brothers. Longtime fans of the show will need to brace themselves because what's coming is a storm of heartache, misjudgment, and deep regret that could leave lasting scars on the souls of these beloved characters. For those who have watched these two men fight for love, family, and honor, the events of next week may feel like a gut punch. Both brothers will be confronted with the heartbreaking reality of losing the women they love. Relationships once rooted in passion and shared dreams will crumble under the weight of mistrust, miscommunication, and unfortunate timing. And while the pain will be mutual, the circumstances surrounding each heartbreak are uniquely complicated and painful in their own right. Let us take a deeper look into the chaos that's about to unfold in Salem, and what it means for the Hernandez family, their lovers, and those caught in the emotional crossfire. J.J. Devereaux's deep regret and a desperate search for redemption. J.J. has always been a man guided by his heart, though often misled by his emotions. This week, he will find himself drowning in regret after making a terrible mistake, one that could cost him the woman he loves. After discovering damning circumstantial evidence linking Gabi to the shooting of E.J. DiMera, J.J. took it upon himself to confront her. His line of questioning was not only cold and clinical but emotionally charged and delivered in a way that betrayed the intimacy they once shared. He accused her of plotting against EJ, pointing to her clear motive, her access to a weapon, and a glaring lack of alibi. To make matters worse, most of this information had been shared with JJ during private, intimate moments, things Gabi never intended to be used against her. Understandably, Gabi was devastated. She felt betrayed not only by the accusations themselves but by the realization that the man she trusted the most saw her as a suspect rather than a partner. The pain of that betrayal left her shaken to her core. Now JJ is left to reckon with his actions. He knows that he allowed his own fears and doubts to cloud his judgment. He knows that his method of questioning wasn't just professionally inappropriate, it was personally cruel. And so, in the coming days, we'll see a deeply remorseful JJ scrambling to undo the damage he's caused. Will it be too late? Or can he find a way to regain Gabi's trust before it's permanently broken? JJ may come up with what he believes is a solution, but whether it's enough to fix what's already shattered remains to be seen. Rafe Hernandez, caught in the web of jealousy and misunderstanding. Meanwhile, Rafe finds himself battling demons of his own. Demons that stem from jealousy, insecurity, and a moment of weakness that could ruin everything he's built with Jada. Rafe truly believed that Jada had rekindled her romance with Sean. Although he never had hard evidence, the suspicion ate away at him like a slow-burning fire. Instead of confronting Jada directly or trusting her, he made a disastrous decision. He allowed himself to fall into the arms of another woman. When Rafe later confesses to Jada that he slept with someone else, he does so under the assumption that she had already done the same. But to his horror, Jada reveals that she never betrayed him. In fact, she remained completely faithful, all while Rafe was busy acting on a false assumption. That gut-wrenching realization hits Rafe like a freight train. He had been so convinced of her unfaithfulness that he became unfaithful himself, and now he has no one to blame but himself. The result is a complete shift in their relationship. Where once Rafe considered stepping back from Jada, now it's Jada who turns away from him. The trust they once shared has been shattered, and any hopes of reconciliation seem to fade as the emotional chasm between them grows wider. Worse still, Jada may not retreat into solitude. Instead, she might seek solace in the very man Rafe suspected her of sleeping with, Sean. If that happens, it could ignite an entirely new set of complications, adding fuel to an already painful fire. The future of the Hernandez brothers, the question that hangs heavy over all of this chaos, is simple yet terrifying. Will the Hernandez brothers be able to salvage their love lives, or have they lost the women they cherished forever? For JJ, it will come down to whether Gabi can ever forgive him for using their intimate moments as fuel for suspicion. Can love be rebuilt after such a deep betrayal? For Rafe, it's even more complicated. He must not only win back Jada's trust but also live with the guilt of a mistake he made while believing a lie. His future with Jada may hinge on his ability to grow, to show humility, and to fight for forgiveness. And for Salem, as always, love is as much a battlefield as it is a sanctuary. Those who fight hardest for it may still lose. But sometimes, in the ashes of heartbreak, a new beginning emerges. Meanwhile, on Friday episode, in the shadowy world of espionage and secrets, trust is a rare commodity, and time is a luxury no one can afford. As Days of Our Lives dives deep into its current international mystery, our beloved characters Steve Johnson and Dr. Marlena Evans find themselves playing a deadly game of cat and mouse with an old enemy. The stakes? Higher than ever. And the price of failure? Possibly the life of John Black. Let us take you to Estonia, where the snow crunches under boots and danger hangs heavy in the air. Steve Patch Johnson and Marlena, both seasoned veterans in their own right, have traveled halfway across the world chasing a ghost, Orpheus. But what begins as a desperate search for answers quickly becomes a mission that tests their morals, loyalty, and courage. After Marlena uncovered a cryptic file, the two hoped the International Security Agency, ISA, would be able to unlock its secrets. But no such luck. The file remains encrypted, unreadable, and frustratingly silent. One word stands out: Rosebud, a strange and haunting word. One that conjures up the iconic mystery from Citizen Kane. But here, it carries a far more ominous weight. Steve and Marlena know Orpheus is the key, but he has gone silent. Unreachable, untouchable, or so it seems, until Marlena, ever observant, catches wind that Orpheus is under medical care. That changes everything. With no time to lose, and no official clearance, Marlena and Steve take matters into their own hands. They don white coats and pose as psychiatrists. The hospital's hallways, sterile and cold, provide the perfect cover. Slipping past security, they enter Orpheus's room. There he lies, weak but still dangerous. Marlena's voice is calm, her tone professional, but her eyes burn with the need for answers. They begin not with threats or accusations, but with something far more disarming: compassion. Marlena speaks of family. She reminds Orpheus of the people he loves, especially his children and grandchildren. She paints a vivid picture of the destruction a nuclear weapon would unleash, not just on strangers in far-off lands, but on his own flesh and blood. The guilt, the fear, and the love still buried deep in the heart of a criminal. It begins to crack his walls. And it works. Orpheus, ever the calculating manipulator, agrees to help, but not without a price. His son Christian, who has been denied access to his child, needs help. If Marlena writes a letter supporting Christian's parental rights, he'll talk. It's a heavy moment. Marlena, though hesitant, agrees. She pulls out her bag, places it gently on the hospital bed, and starts to write. The tension is thick. Will Orpheus follow through? Or is this another one of his sick games? But then the truth tumbles out. Rosebud, he reveals, is no poetic metaphor. It's the code name for a highly secretive black market arms exchange operating out of Latvia. A place where illegal weapons, possibly including nuclear devices, are being bought and sold in shadowy corners to the highest bidder. Unfortunately, Orpheus claims he doesn't have the exact location. But the clue is enough to set off alarm bells. Before they part, Marlena looks him in the eye and promises to do what she can for Christian. The look she gives Orpheus isn't one of friendship, it's one of duty. A line has been crossed, and there's no going back. Back at their hotel, Steve immediately relays what they've learned to Andrew Donovan. But the ISA, now aware of how deep the operation runs, pulls the plug on Steve and Marlena's mission. This kind of infiltration requires trained operatives, they say. Professionals. Not civilians, even ones with Steve and Marlena's experience. Steve tries to remain composed, but Marlena is livid. After everything they've risked, after how close they've come to the truth, they're being ordered to back off. To go home and sit on their hands while others take over? No, she cries, her voice shaking with fury. I won't just sit by and wait for a phone call to tell me whether John lives or dies. But deep down, Marlena knows she must trust Steve's judgment. He's not abandoning the mission. He's making a strategic retreat. The ISA has resources, manpower, and access that they simply don't. So, with a heavy heart, she agrees. She begins to pack, silent but tense, while Steve books their flight back to Salem. Before they part, he makes a quiet call to his beloved Kayla, letting her know they're coming home. The weight in his voice is unmistakable. This isn't a victory, it's a surrender to the limits of what they can do. Or so it seems. As Steve walks into the other room to finish the call, Marlena notices something chilling. A note has been slipped into her bag, the same bag she left on Orpheus's bed. Her hands tremble as she unfolds it. Just one sentence. If you want to see John alive, go back and come alone. The blood drains from her face. Her heart pounds. There's no signature, no explanation, but the message is clear. John is alive, and someone, likely someone dangerous, is watching. Without a word, without even telling Steve, Marlena makes a decision that could cost her everything. She slips out of the room while Steve is still on the phone. She doesn't say goodbye. She doesn't wait for backup. She knows what she has to do. John is out there, and if he's alive, she will find him. But she must go alone. What's next for Marlena and Steve? The events unfolding in Estonia mark a dramatic turning point in the search for John Black. Marlena's bravery and impulsive nature could be her undoing or the very thing that saves John's life. Will Steve realize she's gone in time to follow her? Will the ICE be able to find the location of Rosebud before it's too late? One thing is certain, nothing will ever be the same. Stay tuned. The danger is just beginning.